So I think perhaps the most difficult concept for me to internalize is when to use who and when to use whom correctly whenever speaking or writing. Whom isn't commonly used anymore. Because of that, I think it's a little more difficult for us to discern when to use who and whom. And a trick that has helped out me quite a bit, and we discussed this in the lesson, is to replace who and whom with he and him. We're very familiar with he and him. We're very familiar with when they sound grammatically correct, and usually when they sound correct is because they are. So if we were to use an example sentence, he hits him, very, very simple, right? He is the subject and the doer in the sentence, whereas him is the object, the recipient of the action in the sentence. So he hits him, subject acts upon object. The most important thing for us to remember is that he and who correspond to each other. He and who are both the subjects in the sentences, they're both subjective pronouns. And that leaves who and him to be the objective pronouns. Those also correspond to each other. So who, he, whom, him. Going back to our example sentence, if we were to replace he and him with who and whom, who hits whom? Making it a question, right? So again, who is the subject and whom is the object. He hits him, who hits whom. It's very simple, just a little bit of memorization there, but it can really go a long way in correcting a lot of grammar, especially in the business setting. So that's easy enough, but where it gets tricky is in a sentence like this. I will reward blank gets here first. So in this case, we have a problem right here because this is an ambiguous pronoun. So I will reward him or whomever, right? Those are both the objects of this first half of the sentence. But when we look at the second half, this is where it gets hard. He gets here first. Whoever gets here first. Those are both the subjects. And it's the same pronoun, so that's what makes it difficult. And the important thing to remember here is it's really simple. Subjects trump objects, always. Doers trump the done upon. So here, the correct word to use in our case in question is whoever, simply because whoever is the subject and whomever would be an object. So I will reward whoever gets here first. We'll try one more example like that. So here's another ambiguous pronoun that's been left out. The dog will lick blank pets him. So once again, in this first half, the dog will lick whomever, right? If we really wanted to, we could replace whomever with him. The dog will lick him. That sounds right. The dog will lick whomever. That is also correct. Second half, now we have whoever and he. He pets him, whoever pets him. Both of those sound correct, right? These are the subjects. Let's write that correctly. And these are the objects. Once again, very simple, very straightforward. You just got to memorize it. Subjects, doers always trump those done upon. So subjects always trump objects. So here, once again, if there's ever a question, who is the answer? Whoever. The dog will lick whoever pets him. So it's simple enough when you know it. I think it's just a matter of internalizing and memorizing these simple rules. But it's pretty straightforward, and I think it'll really strengthen your speaking and your writing.